Page. My name is Bobby Umar, and I'm here with my good friend Brenda Meller. How are
I'm
you,
going to
Brenda?
wave to you. Hi, Bobby. How are you today?
Hello, Brenda.
It's like the
Should we do high
reverse
five? Can we do high
high
five?
five. We do this? Wait a minute.
Boom!
There we go. We kind of did it.
Yeah, so we're here every month to talk about LinkedIn company pages and share knowledge with you about how to leverage your company page, how to grow it, and how to build it up. And this is hosted by the Thought Leadership Brand Club, which has been around since Clubhouse became famous, but now we do Thought Leadership Brand Club. We have basic members to help people grow their thought leadership brands. We also leverage our social audio expertise on Clubhouse, LinkedIn Audio, and Twitter Spaces. But now we're also working with brands to grow your brand to that next level, to get media opportunities, to get speaking gigs, to build your client list, to get leads, whatever you want to do. That's what we're all about. So let's start off with the basics. We do this every month, second week of each month normally 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And Brenda is always awesome to share knowledge around our company page. But we'll start with the dreaded question, which is, how many of your invite connections have you used to date?
Yeah, and I'm looking at my Meller marketing page, and I think all pages are at the 250. I'm not sure if any still at the 100 level that you've heard of or seen.
I think they're all 250 now.
Okay, so I have to admit, like what is today, Wednesday? At the beginning of the week, I had 250. I'm like, oh no, I got the live stream with Bobby coming up. I gotta use them, and I issued like 50 of them the other day. And what I tell people to do is, like, at the beginning of the month, just issue 10 invitations to follow your page a day, and then you'll get through 250 pretty easy. So you don't have to do what I did today, which was in a flurry before we jumped on, sent out all of them. I always send out every one of them except for one. And right now, Bobby, I have 5 out of 250 credits available. So already 4 people have accepted them within the last 30 minutes. So fingers crossed. How about you, my friend?
That's really good. So I was on vacation. So I just invited 249 people today. So
hey, but you know what? It's getting both of us to use our credit, even if it's just today. We're both using them, right? Yeah. So,
and right now I'm at 17 available. So 16 people have said yes.
Nice.
So far. And yeah, so there you go. And the other thing I noticed on my company page, I finally have the darn lead gen form, which I know hasn't been very useful, but at least I have it because I didn't have it on my main page. And that's the one.
So when you say on your main page, is it the Bobby Umar page, or which page is it?
Yeah, the Bobby Umar page. I have 4 other companies, and some of them have lead gen pages, some of them have a few followers, but this one has my main one. I didn't have it for the longest time. And so now it's there finally. So I filled it out, even though.
So I'm looking for it because I want to like fill it out, because you'll see now that when people fill out the form, you don't get like a notification. You got to like go into it. But I always feel like when I first look at it, it looks like a LinkedIn ad, because it says get started with business coaching, and it's like a little light bulb icon that goes with. So it's nothing Bobby branded. It doesn't look like you. It to me, these always feel like a little bit more of like a LinkedIn ad. So my eye skips over it. But now that you told me, I'm looking for it. And then I click on get started, and I can go in, and then there's a form that I can, it's already pre-populated, and I click on submit. I have to click on Bobby Umar may contact me via email. I have to click that. And I just filled it in for you. So
wow, my first one.
Yay. And now you'll know the form works, because if you fill it out on your own, I discovered this, Bobby, if you fill it out on your own, you can view the page as members, see it, fill it out, but then you won't see that block anymore. And now that I filled it out, I don't see that block on your page profile anymore.
But will I get any notification about it?
You will not. You have to now go into it as an admin. You have to go into your, let me go into the page analytics, I believe is where it's at. And then under analytics, I'm navigating and talking as I'm doing this. Under analytics, see leads.
Okay.
Do you want to share your page and show people what we're doing so they can see it?
Yeah, yes. So what I'm doing here. Let me share. Here we go.
And by the way, if you're watching, drop a comment below whether you're watching live or in replay later, so we know that you're watching, because we can see there's people watching, but we can't see who you are until you identify yourself by commenting.
Yeah. So here's my 17 of 250 credits available, and then I had 22,000. So it was 325 now. It's 22,325, which is good. Then I go to analytics, and I click on leads.
There it is. Yeah.
And I see hello. So it's not for me, is it? It's you, right?
Did you fill it out too?
No, but I don't think so. It just says from form location Bobby Umar, and then it says
that's
download.
the page.
Gotta be you,
right?
Gotta be you.
Yep.
What if
you can't even see who it is. You got to click on download, and then it puts it into like a CSV.
Let's
Isn't
see what
this fun?
happens.
And now you got to go into your downloads folder.
I'm working on it. Here we go.
3 hours
Oh,
later,
there you are.
you can
There
see
you
who
are.
it is.
There you are. There you are.
There
Okay.
I
Geez.
am.
That's crazy. It's not very effective. So
It's a little clunky right now. I feel
yeah,
like LinkedIn, you've got potential to improve this to keep people on the page rather than
yeah,
getting us and to navigate off of the page and go into a CSV
yeah,
file and then remember, oh, my checking account file's open. I got to balance my checkbook or I got to do
yeah,
my lead list or
yeah.
something else. We get distracted. Keeping us in the page would be a lot better, I
My
think.
number one rule of customer service sales is make it easy for me. You make it easy
Yeah.
for me, I will love you forever. So, but we're getting off topic because the topic today is how to keep your page fresh. Now, I was on vacation, so I actually didn't do very much of a company page for almost 2 weeks, probably like 9, 10 days. I did the odd like reshare of something I posted like from my trip, from my
Mhm.
personal profile. But in terms of keeping your page fresh, I mean, let's talk a bit about that. So what do you do, or how do you keep your page fresh? What are some things coming from it? Or actually, start with one main thing, and then I'll share one main thing and go from there.
Okay. You want me to start or are you going to start then?
I want you to start.
Okay.
You're awesome.
So I'm going to start with because it's such a huge visual element, your page header. And I see so many people, so many companies, so many large organizations, they make this mistake, which is let's grab like a picture of our building or a product shot or a picture of our team picnic from 3 years ago, pre-pandemic, and let's put that on there. And they never change it. And I always tell people your page header, it's similar to your profile header. It's like a space for marketing and advertising yourself, your business. Here on your page is for your business. And think about it like a billboard on the side of a highway. Advertisers don't put one message up and leave it on there forever. They change out messages periodically because they know what happens is when people drive by, they'll see it the first few times and then they'll start to ignore it. The same thing to your company page. If you've got people that are coming back to your page again and again and again, they've already seen that message, that product shot, that photo, whatever it is up there. So I would say the first thing to keep your page fresh is to refresh your page image. Sometimes people say, well, how often? I say as often as you have something new to showcase on there. I mean, really, bare minimum, I would say once a year you should be changing it, but ideally quarterly or maybe even monthly, changing it out with something new. It can still have branding elements and things like that in there, but I say let's keep it fresh. Let's put some new information at the top of our pages.
And I think that's really good insight because I don't do that. I should. I mean, I put together a new cover banner page picture like last year, early last year, and I haven't changed it. So it'd be good to have a rotation of things that because it gets people. I mean, it's just like same with Facebook and
Yeah. It's just like
yeah,
running ads. You don't run the same ad every day
yeah.
for a year. You swap
And,
out a different
and a
one.
lot of people get notified by the new content. Oh, Bobby changed his cover photo. Okay, good to
Right.
know. So I
Well, you
think
don't get that on the company page unless, and sometimes I've done this, at the same time that I post it on the page, I put it in a post and I say, "Hey, I just updated my company page header." And then I work it into a reminder because of my expertise. A reminder, you should update your page header too. Here are the dimensions. I use Canva. The one I'm using is actually a 5-frame image inside Canva. And I'll swap out one of the messages in the middle second and fourth frame every now and again. So I use it as a post, but if you are featuring a new event, a new product, a new service in your header, you could certainly put that picture in a post and you could say, check out our upcoming event, which we've just uploaded into our page header. And here's the link to join, if you want to check that out.
yeah, that's awesome. I see Mindy saying, "Hey, Bobby and Brenda, thanks for a reminder of fresh company page banner. Good idea." What's my tip for keeping your page fresh? I mean, my big thing is constantly experimenting and doing different types of content. So for me, not the same type of content every single time. So but I mix it. So right now, this live stream is on my company page. That's different.
Yes.
I'll sometimes do a reshare of my personal profile posts. I will do polls. I will do imagery. I will do text-based posts. I'll put up a video, but I really mix it up. I don't do the same. I'm more consistent with the content I put on my profile page than on my company page. I'm actually mixing up a lot only because I am trying to find ways to find new people to engage. And what I'm finding still so far is that live streams and polls are the ones that get the most engagement. And after that, personal posts. And after that, it's much less. So it's hard to get that engagement. So I'll try to do that. I'm now doing this thing where I'm trying different hashtags, because your company page has 3 hashtags, right? So, and now with the latest information that I've seen, people are saying that 3 to 9 hashtags is, 3 to 5 is
Mhm.
correct. So what I do is with the other 2 hashtags, I mix it up and I try to change different things in my content. And so that's kind of what I'm doing to keep it fresh.
That's great. What I love is you're not afraid to try things, and I feel like so many people get frozen with trying new techniques because they don't want to do the wrong thing or they don't want to make a mistake. Or I mean, I look at it as, these all of these things, they're not mistakes, they're learning experiences. And if you can learn something from it that proves why you want to do it again or proves why something works better than the others, is what I heard you describing, then you have learned something from it. And a lot of times we don't know what's going to work with our audience. We might think, well, a poll's not going to work. My audience isn't going to do anything with that poll. And you might be pleasantly surprised at the level of engagement that you get with it. So, I think the whole category of, keeping your page fresh, posting on your page is such an easy way to do that. And, for me, Bobby, I recommend people are posting at minimum. The bare minimum would be posting once a month, and working up to, could be several times a week, several times a day, even depending on, are you getting engagement on every single
Several
post?
times a
Do you,
day.
do you have any
Wow.
thoughts on that, on posting frequency on your page?
I mean, I haven't done several times a day. I mean, that's something I think is a lot. But for me personally, like I try to do my goal for my page is Monday to Friday daily. So one
Mm,
post per day, Monday to Friday. On weekends I take a break, but for the most part, if I can get 3 to 5 posts per week, then I'm usually pretty good. Feel good about that.
yep.
You mentioned bare minimums. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how you define bare minimum. Like if you want the bare minimum to create a page that really grows and engages, I would say the bare minimum is more than monthly. I would say I'd say once a week,
Hmm.
because you want to like I don't see a monthly post page growing. You have to like
Right.
a company page has to take it takes a lot of curation. Like it's like planting a garden, right? You can't grow
Right.
the garden for a month, right? So
Yeah.
you got to go in there and prune and things like that, and water and all that kind of stuff. So I think on a
Yeah.
weekly basis, I think people would probably do a lot better to slowly
I,
build
I,
it.
I completely agree. I kind of come from the point of view of, when you look at page posts, if you visited a page, you're going to notice a little timestamp in the post, the last post
Right.
that's seen, the most recent post or the most popular performing post, and it has a little timestamp in there. And if you visit a page and you notice that those posts are all from 7 months ago, 6 months ago, 5 months, like
Yeah.
there's nothing that's recent in there, then you might go, oh, nobody's monitoring this page anymore, or something's happening with the business. The optics of like 1 month or more frequent than that is that people can see that you've recently been to the page and that you've posted. And there's some pages out there that don't have any postings at all. They have thousands of followers and no postings. And I'm like, there's such an opportunity because people that are following are essentially raising their hand and they want to learn more about your company. And we know that page posts really don't get into the homepage feed, Bobby. We know that they're a destination. It's when people come to your page, they see your page post. So I definitely agree with you. I'd rather see a page posting like at minimum twice a week. That would be like ideal. But bare minimum, I would say if you're not gonna do anything, like at least post once a month, and that's usually like manageable for the person who's maybe a novice on social media and really reluctant to do anything. But I completely agree. If you want your page to give you better results for supporting lead generation, business development, brand awareness, all that good stuff, a few times a week should really be what you're striving for.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I went to a page and it said posted 1 month ago, that would turn me off. To me, like it would still feel not fresh. If it was
Yeah.
1 week ago, oh, okay, 1 week ago, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
I
I'll
mean,
come
you and I are in the
next
field
week.
though, right?
No,
And
yeah,
we
I
get it.
understand the idea. I understand we don't
Yeah.
want to scare people.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want to scare people, but again, the goal here is to help you grow. And so if
Well,
you're
that's why they're watching this video. That's why they're trying to learn
yeah,
from us, right?
speaking of which, if you are watching, I know Mindy commented. I didn't actually say in the beginning, but please, if you are seeing this video, wherever you see it, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, comment below, ask a question, share where you're from, say hello. We would appreciate it. I didn't actually say in the beginning, we definitely want you to say hello, tell us where you're from, ask a question. That's what this is all about. Is there another thing that you want to share about how to keep pages fresh?
Hmm. There's all kinds of things I would say. And one thing is like to keep your page fresh. And let's talk a minute about admins on your company page. And this is something that people kind of forget about. And it may not be public facing in that, people can't see who the admins are, but you definitely don't want to neglect looking at your admins. And especially if you have a team that is constantly bringing on new team members and people leaving the company, just because that's the cycle. People are leaving, they're coming, they're going. There's new consultants and agencies you're working with, partnerships and relationships have ended. So going into the admin section, any time when you have somebody new joining the team or leaving the team is a good practice. And it's when I say keeping the page fresh, we want to make sure we know who has access to the page. And if people leave, not by choice, you don't want to have a disgruntled former employee coming out and accidentally, right, posting on the page, which could really mess up a lot of your efforts. And the flip side is, if you have more people added as admins on your page, those are more people who can both invite their connections to follow the page. So that helps to keep you fresh. It's keeping more people coming to your page, right? And it also gives them the ability to see who those page followers are. So if you are using your page for business development, for lead generation, you'll find people who are following your page that you may not be connected to yet. And there's leads in them buckets there, Bobby. You can look and find who those people are and connect with them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I see Ade is joining us again from UK Birmingham, which is great. We'd love to have more people joining us. I'm just going to share her little. Oh, that's not right. Wrong one. I don't want to block her. Okay, there we go. There she is. Hey, there we go. More people. That's good. That's good. No, I appreciate that. I think that's good. I haven't even thought about the admin thing. I mean, I guess the larger you go, you may have lots of admins that. And I see that too. You see that. Oh, I remember that person worked. I did a post a couple weeks ago about my first intern on National Intern Day, and I talked about why would someone want to intern with me? This guy asked me, and I was like, why would you want to work with me? I don't get it. For free. I don't get it. He's like, no, I want to learn them. Oh, okay. And so I sort of brought him in. And he made, some of my old PowerPoint presentations. I have him as the owner of that document because he put some PowerPoints together for me. My other fresh thing I would say is, and something, again, I'm not doing a lot of, but I'm starting to do more of now, is I'm spending time and energy commenting as my company page.
So commenting on posts on your page?
Comment on other people's posts as my company page.
Oh, okay.
So what I always do is I comment as myself. Hey, it's Bobby. But now what I'm doing is I'll actually click, because you can click now, and all my company pages show up, all 5 of them. And I say I click on Bobby Umar Leadership Development, and I comment as the company page, because if you do a good job of that, particularly if it's people I'm trying to attract, because my main profile is for speaking and training, but my company page is for coaching, right? That's for coaching programs. And so I put on my coaching hat and I talk about things from that standpoint to attract them to my company page. And so that's a new thing I'm doing to try to keep things fresh with my page, so people see it's out there, it's relevant, it's actually doing stuff that's engaging people.
Yeah. People sometimes kind of struggle with that, because you can now, as an admin, you can comment on people's posts across LinkedIn as your company page.
Right.
And sometimes I see people doing it maybe not the right way, which is like, maybe it's a competitor and they're like, hey, come on over to my page instead and I'll sell you LinkedIn services. I mean, or doing things that I always think about a post. They've kind of created a lane that people are driving in, and this is what we're talking about. So you want to stay in that lane. You want to be respectful of the dialogue that's already occurring, and you want to be respectful of the person, the original author of the post. And if you can contribute to the conversation and keep it going, you may get that benefit of people clicking to come back to your page, or if it's your profile. But I think always like being appropriate and staying in that lane with the conversation. Related to that, Bobby, I'm wondering, do you ever use the hashtags to do that, to kind of pop off of your page and find threads related to those keywords and comment as the page? Do you ever use that feature?
I have not. No, tell us more about that.
So can I share my page right now?
You should be able to. Are you not able to? There's a button at the bottom there.
So I think I'm going to pull my page up right now. Let me see if I can do this. So if I click on share screen, and I'm a little bit of a newer user to Restream. I usually use StreamYard, so it's going to take me just a second to pop it up in here. But you have the ability, as an admin of your page, you have the ability to add in, let's see, where's my thing here? You can add in 3 hashtags of your choosing. So let me go here, click on share. Okay, I think you guys can see this now. Can you? Or not yet?
Hold on.
I think you might have to enable it, right? Okay, now I'm trying to pull the page up because I can barely see it. So you have the ability to add in hashtags, and as an admin, you'll see them along the right-hand panel of your page. So mine says LinkedIn strategy, social media pie, the book, or social media pie. So if I click on the hashtag LinkedIn strategy, for example, that's going to pop me over to a stream of anybody who is using that hashtag in a thread. So for example, here's a gentleman, Philip Horn. He looks like he's a LinkedIn coach as well. And he did a poll and saying, how much time do you spend on LinkedIn every day? And
Classic
I might
poll.
add a like and say, depends on the day. So it's a way to get into conversations quickly according to topics and keywords that are of interest to you. So you'll see there's another one right here. This is Kevin Turner. So if I like it, I'm liking it as the page. Michelle Raymond, we all know Michelle. There's another one here. So anybody who's using those hashtags in your post, you would then have the ability to go back in and just quickly go into those posts and see what those folks are talking about there. So you can change them out too, Bobby. So for example, if you're in an event, let's say I think you're doing a TEDx workshop. Did it just pass or is it coming up soon?
No, I just did it. I did that earlier today.
Okay. So, and I'm sure it was amazing. So here's an idea. If you have an event that's coming up and you have a hashtag that you're asking people to use during the event, you can link that hashtag to your page and then quickly go click on that in the right panel there. And then it'll take you back out into the homepage and you can see anybody who's talking about the event during the event. And you don't have to go back up to search and type in the hashtag. It's linked to your page so you can quickly and easily find it from there. I'm going to stop my screen sharing to bring us up a little larger there.
That's good. No, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And
Maybe
again,
we should start a hashtag for our monthly chat about pages. I don't know.
well, we do have the B, so there's like the B and B squared. Like we could play that up.
Yeah. Or we could just do thought leadership branding, and that way we can help to contribute to the body of knowledge. I'm sure it's already out there through the club.
Sure. Hey, whatever works. We usually for TLB we do hashtag TLB club, but I mean, we'll do that. That's great. I'm always glad to partner with Brenda Meller because she's always been an awesome person to collaborate with, which I like. So, if you guys have questions on what we're talking about, keeping our page fresh. Honestly, the best tip was the first one that Brenda gave, like changing your photos and changing your banner. Like that's fantastic. Or even changing the about section, just mixing it. I actually changed the about section today.
I think a lot of times people forget they kind of set it up in the beginning and then they never. So, I mean, if you're an admin, my advice is like click on view as member because you probably have never done this, maybe only at the time that you set your page up. And then when you're in your member view, click on the about tab and then look through everything and just look at it and read it and go, because you might see like on mine, I have top 10 tips to unlock the power of LinkedIn in 2022. What if it said 2021? Because that's when I set that message up. So you want to just do a once over, review it, see if everything is still accurate. And if it's not, take the time to update it. Reading through all of the information you have in there, even I had a company I was working with recently. They had another location. They were only in the US and now they've got a location in Ireland. So when you add in a second location, instead of just like a Google map of the city, it shows like a global map and you get little two different pinpoints that are in there. So just looking at it as a member, I think, will help you to keep that page really fresh and make sure the content is updated as well.
And I think that's another thing to think about too when you're trying to be fresh. Every time you go, so let's say you are doing, let's say twice a week. Every time you go in to your company page, instead of doing just the post, pick something else to do. So put your post in, great. But then pick one thing so just today, I realized, hey, my content on my about section is more focused on speaking and training, not coaching. And I think I forgot to change some of the wording. So I changed it. I just changed it today, actually. Okay. I've done this a while. Because the about you isn't all there. Like you don't see it. Right. So you have to look at it. And I noticed, this is out of date, so I got to change it. But even just do something different. Change a banner photo. Change and look at the hashtag that Brenda said, and then comment on your company page. Change some of the wording, or change the lead gen page and change the wording. Like just mix it up, and just each time you go in to update your company page and do a post, change it up a bit. I think that can go a long way to just be fresh.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw a question coming in from Mindy. Are we able to put that one up on screen?
Yeah,
I can do that. Or I think you're the driver. There we go.
Hey. Go ahead. What's it say?
All right. So Mindy's asking, she says she schedules events on her company page. Good job, Mindy, for doing that. By the way, I love putting events on the company page because there's a tab called events on the company page. If you schedule an event on your personal profile on LinkedIn, it goes into your feed, but then it quickly gets buried unless you put it in featured or some other place that people can buy it signed. So I love putting events in there. And she says she makes it a practice to invite participants. Really nice job. Other than invitations, will others only see the event if they visit the company page? Yes. But if you post it on your personal profile, if you push it out as a personal profile, then that's a way to bring people from the homepage feed into the company page to see that event.
Or add your personal profile as a speaker, and that's
Yes.
another great way that people see it too.
But I don't think that pushes it into the homepage feed. I think it just adds a link out to you and to your profile.
Well, but you can also invite people from your personal profile, right? So it's not just your company connections that you invite. You can invite the people
Right.
that are on your personal profile. So you can
Yeah.
invite a lot of people. And that's one of the reasons why we have there's 915 people who signed up for our TEDx workshop that was today, which was great. I mean, it's a free event, so like I think at max 200 people were there, but there's an inflow and outflow. So probably 300 people were in and out. So that fits with the 20-30% of people who attend free events. But it's good. And if you do paid ones, then you want to switch that up. But I think you can post it on I post across my multiple company pages, and I also post on my profile. So there's a lot of interaction you can give to your events you have. And I wasn't even like doing events non-company page. Every event I've done has been company page worthy. I find that way better than just doing your personal profile.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've started, even my LinkedIn Live, I'm now pushing them on my company page because I love the fact that they sit inside the videos tab. They're easier to find. And it seems like generally speaking, LinkedIn Live the reach has decreased. So, but for me, I've always noticed that during a LinkedIn Live, I get more people watching the playback than watching the live video.
Yes.
So by putting it in a place that's convenient where people can easily find it, I'm trying to work that angle of it. But at any rate, I think definitely, Mindy, your point of inviting people is really key. And what I've noticed, and I think this is what you're alluding to, Bobby, is if you're attending an event, you'll get the ability to invite people as well. I think if you see the event, you can still share it. But once you accept the invitation, then you can also invite people. Is that what you were referring to?
Well, I was thinking about the speaker thing too, but yeah, I think that
Okay.
because then you promote yourself as a speaker, because you'll say, "Hi, I'm speaking at this event." But yeah, you can
Right.
build it as an attendee as well. I think that goes well. I see Melanie said, "Thanks for the great reminder to refresh, update, and change our LinkedIn blends." I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I'll say is that when you do a live show on your company page, a good time to share on your profile page, just share the replay on your profile page on like Sunday mornings. People are pretty chill. They're
Yeah.
more looking to look at stuff, and I find to get more engagement when I do it that way.
Absolutely.
So we're nearing the end here because it's only half an hour with the lovely Brenda Meller, and I guess the question is, Brenda, what's coming up next for you besides holiday time?
Oh boy, I've actually got a really cool webinar coming up next week. I've been talking to people for a couple years about my shift from corporate to consulting, and as luck will have it, life handed me a lemon at one point, Bobby, and I made it on into lemonade, but into lemon pie. I made a career out of things. And what I found is I came from a more corporate marketing background, and I've had people approaching me over the years asking questions about just marketing tips and LinkedIn tips as you're shifting from that role as a corporate employee to becoming a consultant, an independent, employee. So now I'm kind of packaging that up into a webinar, and I'm going to be doing that next Thursday. And I'll drop the link below here. But if you go to mellermarketing.com/shift, you can learn more about that. I'm super excited because these are things I've been sharing with people for years, one-on-one, and now I get to share it in a group format. So I'm really looking forward to that. How about for you?
That's awesome. I mean, the TEDx thing we did today was a big deal because we're trying to work with people to help them get a TEDx talk. And actually, I'm really big on. I ran a program with another group, and I'm basically saying I'm going to guarantee a TEDx talk if you work with me in my methodology. So I've done 5 TEDx talks. I've actually was accepted for 8, but I said no to a bunch. But let me tell you what Thought Leadership Branding is all about. So we're doing a series of workshops in the fall. You can actually get them all, or you can just get a couple. But we're doing actually 4 of them right now. One's going to be on how to be a champion and knock your next job search out of the ballpark. So that's going to be in September 10th. And then on September 29th, we're doing how to build a leadership mindset to overcome challenges and create success. Then we're doing on November 4th, social sales and social selling for non-sales people. And then on November 26th, we're doing content creation strategy to elevate your digital presence. So 4 workshops. Basically, these are all topics that are really relevant for those who want to build a thought leadership brand. You can actually do each one individually, get the early birds, or you can buy all 4 if you buy all 4, it's cheaper than getting all 4 early birds. So it's a better deal. But if you're interested in that, you can check that out. We'll be promoting that on the Thought Leadership Brand company page, which you should also follow. Follow Brenda Meller's company page. Follow my company page, but also follow Thought Leadership Brand company page because, again, we're trying to elevate lots of people there. So we're pretty excited about that and looking forward to it. So there you go.
That's awesome. And how did your event went well today? It looks like you got your TEDx shirt on still from earlier, right?
I did.
I love it.
I did. This is for my 4th TEDx talk. I wore this. And this is one of my favorite ones I did. In fact, this is the one that I was like, this is the one, man. This is the one that I'm going to get on the TED.com website. Very strategic. But then I screwed up in one key area, which was I used Super Grover in a lot of my imagery.
Oh, and you can't use that?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So
is that because of licensing and everything?
Yeah. So like,
okay.
So one of the things that people asked me today was, how do I get my TEDx presentation on the TED.com website? Because that's the goal. Because only like 3,800 of all the 200,000 TEDx talks in the world have made the TED.com site. And so it's important to make sure it looks really, really good and you've done a good job. So my 5th TEDx talk is now on the TED.com site. So that was my goal.
Cool. I'll look for that. Or do you have it like on your profile where we could find it, or how could we get
It's on my profile? Yeah, it's on my profile. It's called How Can You Change a Person's Life in 20 Seconds?
Cool. I'll have to look for that.
There you go. All right. Well, listen, thanks so much, Brenda. I do appreciate your time. You put your links there. I can't put my links in, but you did. I got to figure that out. I'll do it later.
I went on the Thought Leadership Branding Club page where the stream is happening, and then I just commented. I don't know how to do it inside. I'm like a Restream technophobe. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Within Restream, I can't figure it out.
I just put it on the company page, so I don't know if if folks are watching, they can kind of grab it from there. But thank you so much, Bobby. It's such a pleasure to be on and to catch up with you every month on these two. So I really appreciate the opportunity. And I want to thank everyone for watching and remind you guys, if you're still watching this and you haven't left a comment yet, just say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. Or if you're watching this in replay later, please let us know that as well by dropping a comment. Then we'll know that you were here. If you were just in and out and watched and you didn't leave a comment, we won't know. So that really means a lot to us when you do that. Thank you.
Awesome. And someone just says, love those pink books, Brenda.
Did you see my post? I put up, I had a call with somebody.
I saw that.
He's like, you sure? And it's not the first time. He's like, you sure do have a lot of pink books behind you. And it wasn't like a criticism or anything, but I'm like, I kind of do. Yeah, I forget. I mean, I kind of forget that they're there because I put them up a couple months ago, but hey, why not? You're intentional about what you have behind you. Just like when the people doing the newscasts, they're on location, they've got the building and behind them. And I have different things on my bookshelf, and I'm always moving things around all the time, and have some fun display. But the pink books are kind of in the middle over there.
Well, and that's all about branding, right? What's memorable, what gets noticed, and so if it's happening, I see you added the flower there. That's a really good idea because it basically adds to the branding and memorability. So that's great.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, thanks, Brenda, for always being here. It's always fun to talk to you. And I want a book called The Outside of This Thing, so we can just chat more, just catch up on life and whatnot. But in the most part, I'm actually doing more vacationing. So I'm doing a cottage this weekend, then I'm going away for another cottage week at the end of August. Fun. So and then Grandma shows up with the kids, and it's just crazy. So, but I love summer. So enjoy your summer. Everyone else, enjoy your summer. Continue to comment, share your stuff, follow Brenda and everybody else, and we'll see you soon. All right. So long. Bye.
Bye, everyone.